So when we examine our experience, we usually notice bodily sensations, thoughts, memories, and sense perceptions. Also, there is a reference to I, to me. I am perceiving this perception, hearing these words, perceiving such and such a thought. The assumption is that the I is a mortal phenomena. The belief, unexamined belief, very convincing belief, that I am a mortal body-mind. Once that belief is on board, we also sense, we feel that we are contained in a body, that we are an event in time and space. And right there, the virus of mortality and fear and concern is born. And is maintained as long as that belief and feeling structure continues. If you examine your experience right now, yes, you hear these words. But what is this I that hears these words? Is this I that hears these words perceived? Or is it an unperceived and yet indisputable presence? Because what is perceived is limited. No matter how many miles as a sense perception it is still limited. A thought, no matter how intricate the thought is also limited. A bodily sensation, no matter how complex or complicated or how sweet it is, it's still a limited event that is perceived. So right now, you hear these words. And this I that hears these words is aware that it hears these words, and is aware that it is aware both of hearing these words and of its awareness. This is what is referred to as self-awareness. That the I knows itself through itself, as it is itself. It is beingness, which is very simply put, I am aware of hearing these words, and I am aware of my awareness. I'm aware that I am aware. This awareness, this knowingness, is a direct knowingness. It does not go via the mind. It does not go via thought. It does not go via any perception. It does not go via any bodily sensation. There is a direct knowingness that, yes, I am aware, and I'm aware that I'm aware. There's a direct knowingness. And this knowingness does not say, yes, I am aware of hearing these words. Yes, I am aware that I am aware, and I am contained inside a body-mind, and I will die in 40 years. It does not say that. What says, I am aware and I will die in 30, 40 years or whatever, is thought, inherited thought, learned thought, belief systems that we have also inherited, not just in our knowledge, in our memory banks, but also in our cellular level, in the body, at the body level. So we feel that I am aware that I'm aware and I am going to die in 40 years. We feel that as an inherited belief system that not only is at the mind level, but also inhabits our body. But whatever you perceive, even a sensation, a feeling, a thought, what we refer to as a contraction, which is a bodily sensation, whatever you experience is temporary. It's like the weather and does not define that perceives it. It does not define that knows it. It is known by that knows it. But it does not know that knows it. And therefore, it cannot express anything that is real, that is true about that perceives it, since it does not know it. And therefore, believing thought, which you perceive, believing sensation, believing perception, believing whatever is perceived, whatever is expressed from what is perceived about you, which is what perceives, is fallacious, is erroneous. When you go to the theater and you watch a play, a tragedy, a comedy, a drama, whatever it is that you perceive on the stage, you forget yourself for a moment and you are identified with the hero and the villain. You are identified with the various characters on the play. And for a few hours, it seems as if things are happening to you. Through your identification with the play. And a very good play or a very good performance, a very good movie, very well produced, dissolves you into the identification. And therefore you can experience whatever the story is portraying. If it's a love and a disillusionment, romance, whatever it is that's being a comedy. But 2 hours or 3 hours later, you no longer continue with this identification. You enjoyed the beauty of the play, the artistic quality of it, the great performance of the actors and of the players, the choreography, the script. But you no longer are identifying with any of those characters once you are driving back home or wherever you are going. In a similar way, thoughts and perceptions and events and unfolding events are like images on the screen that are choreographed by a great choreographer. But none of this play, none of the characters of this display is you. Another way of putting it is that the entire play is your dream. Because there is no outside choreographer that's choreographing this. Who would be the choreographer of this right here, right now? Is it not you? What is it right here, right now that hears these words? That is perceiving this perception? That is perceiving this thought? Is it not you? Who else? Who else? I, the reality of experience. I am the reality of my experience. And I know myself as the reality of my experience and as the wholeness of this experience. Because this moment, what we refer to as this moment, what thought refers to as this moment, is not a moment between a previous moment and a next moment. It is just the purity and eternity of this moment. And the eternity of this moment is not in what is appearing on the screen. The eternity of this moment is what does not appear on the screen, and yet it is the reality of this seeming perception. The unseen, the all-seeing. Not known, but all-knowing. So the eternity of this moment is not that this moment is very, very long. The eternity of this moment is beyond this moment. It is beyond this perception, this thought, this sensation. It is the eternity and the infinity of I, the unborn I, the I that has never not been, the eternity of the I, the eternity of the self, the eternity of knowingness, the eternity of beingness. It is only an idea, a belief that I is a body-mind that is born. What do we know of the birth of consciousness besides believing that yes, consciousness was born 40, 50, 60 years ago? What do we know of it? Ask yourself, have I witnessed my birth? Ask yourself. Because if you are born, then you must have been there, hopefully. And thus, you must be the witness of your birth. And I would say that your birth would not be a small event, like, for example, having a glass of wine. It is an important event. I would not forget that. I might forget if I drank a Malbec or a Merlot last night, but I will not forget my birth, yes? So ask yourself, have I witnessed my birth? Describe it. No. So why carry on with this belief that I am born and that I will die? Why? The belief says, oh well, it is because I am the body. But you are not the body. The body appears to you as bodily sensations. Just feel your back against the chair right now. This bodily sensation of your back against the chair. Yes? That's your body. Example of bodily sensation. That bodily sensation is perceived by you. It does not perceive itself. It's a form, it's an object, it's a phenomenal event that you perceive. As you perceive this bottle, you perceive the bottle. But you are not the bottle. Whatever you know is known by you and cannot describe you. The bottle cannot describe what I am. You can describe what it is. You can say it. You can, but it cannot describe what I am. The body is what you know. You know the body as bodily sensations, as memories, as images. Beautiful. So what? Identification with the body-mind is extra. It's like carrying a knapsack full of rocks. What a beautiful life. 150 pounds of rocks on my back. Oh, it's pulling on my soul. No. Your most primary experience is I. Before the world, body, mind, it's I. I am. Not I am anything or any woman, man, mother, father, etc. Before the image is on the screen, I am. Then thought comes, I am a woman. But our primal experience is I am, I. And that I perceives and is not perceived, is eternal, limitless, boundaryless, and thus impersonal, universal self. Uncontained, not contained in a body, in a room, in a city, in a town, in a thought, in a feeling, not contained. Thus, I, universal self, perceive perceptions. And I am the universal perceiver of perceptions. The universal perceiver of perceptions. I perceive downtown Calcutta, the market, and I perceive in the Himalayas, the mountains, and I perceive in San Francisco, the Bay. One universal perceiver. One reality. The reality of I am, of consciousness, of presence, of beingness, of awareness, of Atman, whatever, of the Absolute, of the Godhead. The rest of the roller coaster ride, is just habitual patterns that have been embedded in the system that we need to de-embed, meaning we need to be watchful not to continue to feed them with the same old patterns that we've been living up to now. We have to proceed with the new understanding, that I am not an event in time and space. I am the aware presence, a non-event that is untouched, unstained, uncorrupted, unblemished by whatever world, body, mind events arise. They are my dream, the dream of Krishna's dream,